Namaskaraha. Welcome to Jyotish Shastram. In episode 10, we covered the meaning of Panchangam and its 5 important elements. In this episode, we will continue to talk about Panchangam. Our focus will be on the usage and types of Panchangam in India. The different types, for instance, in southern states of India, say Karnataka, most part of the state follows Chandramana system, whereas Tamil Nadu follows Sauramana system. Hence, the respective panchangams will reflect the calculations accordingly. We will delve into this a little more in this episode. In the first episode, I told that panchangam has a mathematical base. So, what is that base? Initial panchangams were prepared based on Surya Siddhanta's calculations of planetary movements and locations. Here, I would like to take a slight deviation and explain the greatness of Surya Siddhanta. This Grantha is the oldest and highly advanced astronomical document known to mankind. It is a much respected astronomy text around the world. The original author is Mayasur, and it is believed that Lord Surya came as a proxy and gave the detailed knowledge of stars, planets, space, precise locations, etc. It has 500 shlokas. Here's the most interesting part. The 500 verses is a collection of updates made by many authors over a period of 15,000 years. One verse refers to the instance of Abhijit Nakshatra being removed from the Nakshatra Mandala, which dates back to 14,500 BCE. Another verse refers to two pole stars that existed around 12,000 BCE. The latest update that is believed to have been made to Surya Siddhanta is around 580 CE. Hence, I said the Surya Siddhanta has been updated over a period of 15,000 years. How did we arrive at these dates? The Sanskrit verses were picked by researchers and they looked at the astronomical positions noted in these verses. Based on that, they traced back as to when these positions were scientifically possible. And after these elaborate calculations, the researchers arrived at these dates. In summary, Surya Siddhanta is older than even Valmiki Ramayanam. So, coming back to Panchangam, obviously we used Surya Siddhanta rules and calculations for initial Panchangams. Another group of people followed Vakya Siddhanta to prepare the later Panchangams. This is also an ancient Grantha where all the calculations of planetary motions and locations are in the form of sentence or Vakya, and hence it is called Vakya Siddhanta. Over time, people realized that the results of the Surya Siddhanta calculations and real observations of planetary movements or current planetary positions varied by a few hours. Why is this? We already saw that the Surya Siddhanta document wasn't updated after 580 CE. So, another school of thought developed where they felt that the real observation should be used to get precise position of stars and planets but still follow the rules of existing granthas. This system came to be known as Driga Ganita or Drig Ganita, that is based on real observations. In essence, we still have a few panchangams in India based on Surya Siddhanta calculations, whereas most of them now follow Drig Ganita calculations. There are panchangams even based on a combination of Surya Siddhanta, Vakya Siddhanta, and Drig Ganita systems. For example, Untikoppal Panchang from Mysore, Karnataka. Coming to our national Panchang, around 1952, India created a positional astronomy center in Kolkata as an observatory to record real time observations of planets and stars for our national Panchang. Hence, our national Panchang is based on Drig Ganita system, which was first published in 1957. It is available in Sanskrit, Hindi, English, and regional languages such as Assamese, Bengali, etc. Panchangams are further regionally customized based on the system it follows. To make it clear, the planetary movements of precise locations are calculated based on Surya Siddhanta or Drig Ganita system. But when it is customized for Kerala, the month names will reflect Mesha or Dhanurmasam as per the Sauramana system, whereas when it is customized for Andhra, Panchangam will reflect Chandramana and convey month names such as Chaitramasam. The calculations on a Panchangam requires quite a bit of effort and it takes around 8 months for a team of astrologers to calculate and check multiple times for any errors. They refer quite a few granthas to get the output accurate. Panchangam existed in different forms before the physical booklet. It is told that the first booklet was printed in 1831 in Mumbai. The language initially was in Sanskrit, then moved on to regional languages, such as first Telugu Panchangam was printed in 1887 in Chennai. Now, Panchangams are even converted in calendar shape. This started around 1934, which started with the Hindi Panchang calendar in Jabalpur, Madhya Pradesh. Even other states adopted the similar system of Panchang calendar that is typically hung in almost every Hindu household to check important festivals. Apart from the five elements, what else can you find in the Panchangam? We already know Panchangam provides the duration of Tithi, Vara, Nakshatra, Yoga, and Karna in detail, such as starting time, ending time, and its correlation with the English dates. As a Jyotisham practitioner, Panchangam is a very important document for me. If I need to select a Shubha Muhurta, for instance, for a Griha Pravesha, then I need to check if Tithi, Vara, Nakshatra, Masa, Yoga are favorable to the house owner's horoscope. Check Tarabalam, Chandrabalam, Lagna, etc. Panchangam notes precise planetary positions. If a horoscope needs to be prepared for a newborn baby, then again Panchangam is referred to pinpoint the Lagna, Rashi, Nakshatra, and to capture the snapshot of planets at the time of birth. Panchangam provides Vivaha Kuta chart. In order to check compatibility of two individuals, I will refer to Vivaha Kuta chart to match the horoscopes. Panchangam provides sunrise, sunset, moonrise, and moonset timings. People who practice Sandhya Vandana refer to the Panchangam for sunrise and sunset timings to do the rituals. Panchangam provides auspicious or inauspicious Tithi or Kala. If I were a person with basic knowledge of Jyotish Shastram and if I am about to embark on a journey, then I will ensure that it isn't Ashtami or Amavasya or Rahu Kala or Yamaganda Kala. Or if I am making an important decision, then again I will choose a favorable tithi. Panchangam provides the detailed time to celebrate auspicious rituals, for example, Sri Ramanavami or Ganesh Chaturthi. Festivals are based on tithi and a specific time. Hence, to decide when to celebrate a festival, Panchangam is referred. Panchangam provides weather or rainfall predictions based on sun, moon, and star positions. As a farmer, I can plan the sowing of seeds and other activities based on this knowledge. For a layman who has no knowledge of Jyotish Shastram, Panchangam acts as a ready reckoner by providing advice on how to observe festivals. What are the auspicious and inauspicious days? Calculated muhurtas for functions such as marriage, gruha pravesha, etc. Details of eclipses, start and end time, rites to be conducted during the eclipse, effect on certain birth signs or stars, concise information on Shakuna Shastram, omens and its meaning along with remedies are provided. Also, you might remember the Panchanga Shravana ritual on Yugadi, where the yearly results, predictions on local, national, global political, economic, and social climate is also stated. That should give you an idea of most of the components and usage of Panchangam. Consider a scenario that a person is outside India and picks a Panchangam followed by the ancestors that reflects timings in India. Is this a right practice? No, it is not. You should pick the local Panchangam that reflects the time in your city. Even picking the Panchangam from India and doing manual conversion of time zones might not be accurate as the local sunrise and sunset time needs to be considered, which is not straightforward. As we all know, festivals are tithi based and not date driven. Though each tithi begins and ends at the same instant all over the world, the tithi that is visible during the specified time at your location is important. For instance, in India, Yugadi was on March 25th, whereas Yugadi in US, California, should have been celebrated on March 24th as per the tithi. If you would have blindly used the Indian calendar, then you wouldn't be following the festivals as per the right tithis. This is our Indian almanac. How different is it from the Western almanacs?
Some say the almanac originated from the Greek word, which means calendar. Others say it came from Arabic word almanac or climate. The first Western almanacs may have originated in the 8th century BC in the form of Babylonian clay tables where details of eclipses, lunar phases, etc. were seen. Early almanacs, such as by Regiomontanus, were devoted primarily to astronomical knowledge, astrology, predictions of the future, and weather. Later almanacs started becoming more of a literature document with notations of anniversaries, world records, interesting facts, home medical advice, etc., that is less scientific information. A few examples of Western almanacs. Whitaker's Almanac, originally published by UK, includes education, health, environment, and social issues, and a directory of various establishments. World Almanac and Book of Facts conveys information about subjects such as world changes, tragedies, sports, etc. The Old Farmer's Almanac holds information on weather forecasts, tide tables, planting charts. The New York Times Almanac contains major news events of the year as well as the maps. So you see, this is very different from our traditional Panchangam that we see even today. In today's episode, we learned that the Panchangam is prepared using one or more systems such as Surya Siddhanta, Vakya Siddhanta, and Drig The greatness of Surya Siddhanta, we have a national Panchang and other local customized Panchangams, the various components and how these are used in day to day life. Finally, how Western almanacs evolved over the years.
With that, I hope you have a good understanding of the Panchangam and its value in the Indian culture. In the next episode, we will learn how to read the Panchangam and make sense of it. To read the Panchangam, time division related concepts such as Tithi, Rutu, Masa are important. Hence, it would be good if you can brush up on these from my channel. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please post them in the comment section. Do subscribe to this free channel and support the cause of spreading Jyotish Shastram knowledge to everyone. Dhanyavadaha.